Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. Batten down the hatches is going to be hot today and for the next several days. Let's go to meteorologist Tamara Berg.
Yeah, the sun is coming up. So as I like to say, it's this first hour after sunrise. That's the coolest part of your day. We just make a run up from there. This is a live look right now in Rancho Cordova. Nothing but sunlight as we brighten the horizon, and as the sun is climbing in that morning sky, you'll find temperatures that are still pretty comfortably in the 50s. So 58 now in Sacramento. This is the live look in downtown where we just have a little hazy sky in the landscape. We'll be in the low 80s already by lunchtime. So if you are a fan of, taking the lunch outdoors or taking a stroll in your park around the office, things like that, you'll notice that it's going to feel a little warmer at lunchtime today. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're at 96 in Sacramento, and by 6 o'clock, we're heading to the upper 90s in a few areas, may even get to the triple digits at that point in the day. Waking up right now in Placerville, 72 degrees. It is 64 kicking off your Thursday in Auburn. Still keeping it cold in Truckee at 36, Lake Tahoe in the South Shore dipping down to 38, and in Yuba City it's 59 degrees, and one of the cooler spots, Fairfield, as we still have a bit of that Delta breeze. The rest of the day, again, hottest part of it between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., so try to take shade breaks at that point. Stay hydrated. Don't forget your sunblock to reapply it throughout the day. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll talk about the hotter expectation in through the weekend. It's 6:02 right now. Erin's in for Brian, watching your morning drive.
Yeah, and we have some slow and go. This brand new I-5 northbound at Sutterville Road. This is a vehicle versus a big rig. SAC Fire is actually on their way to that scene right now, and we're going to get eyes on that personally here at KCRA as well. You can see, though, from the big picture of Sacramento, that's the only red spot. We are seeing a little slow and go near Fix 50, but really Sutterville I-5 northbound, that's the problem area. Now, if we look at Stockton and Greater Stockton, Manteca, Lathrop, we're looking good. This is 99 north of French Camp Road, and you can see traffic flowing quite nicely right now. Tracy, same situation, not traffic, but it's happening. There's no incidents to speak of, so that's the great news. If we take a look at those drive times, though, they actually have ticked down in the last few minutes, so positive, but we're sitting at 27 minutes, 205 to 680, I-5 to 580, 25 minutes. Sacramento just hit red, though, Elk Grove to Highway 50, sitting at 15 minutes. Back to you.
All right, Erin, thank you. With today being the possible first day of our first heat wave of the year, area cities and counties are ready to help those who don't have the luxury of air conditioning.
Mike Cherry joining us now with what's being done.
Yes, starting today, Sacramento County is activating its extreme weather response for the area's most vulnerable populations. And by the way, we do have put up a QR code so you can grab your phone and get more information. So motel vouchers and 2 cooling centers will be available. That starts today. The vouchers can be used in the afternoon with a checkout on the morning of July 5th. They're available for people who are homeless, who are 65 or older as well, those who have chronic health conditions or are taking medicines that work against the body in extreme heat. Now, the cooling shelters are available to anyone who needs to get out of the heat. They are at the county's Human Assistance Centers on 28th Street and in North Highlands on Watt Avenue. It'll be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday from 2 until 8, and on Monday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. again. Meanwhile, the county is looking for partners to deal with helping people in this extreme weather.
We continue to be dynamic in how we respond because that's just what the situation calls for. The county recently put out a request for qualifications for a nonprofit or community-based organization to actually take over these types of operations both in the summer and in the winter.
Now, they're also seeking volunteers to staff that center. It's possible the days and hours for the cooling centers could be extended. They encourage people to call 211 to get the most up-to-date information on a daily basis. And of course, we will have much more on what some other areas are doing coming up in our next half hour. And that QR code in the corner there will take you to much more information. Now, officials say is a big concern that this is the first heat wave. People just aren't quite used to it just yet. Let's check in with KCRA3 meteorologist Dirk Verdorn. This has really been a much different type of June.
Yeah, it's really been interesting, Chris. If you think of last year and we had all this heat, but this is different because we haven't had the heat. So this first little heat wave is something that is going to kind of hit us up by surprise, you might say. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at a comparison of what we typically see. So the average number of 100-degree days per month, what it was like last year, and what we've been doing so far this year. So for the month of May, we typically average one 100-degree day. Last year we had one 100-degree day at 103 degrees. This year we didn't have any. The hottest day we had in the month of May was 96 degrees. In June, we typically see 4 days that are at or above 100 degrees. Last year we had 11 that were above or at, and we had 3 of those days were 104 degrees. This year so far, the hottest day has been 96 degrees, but that should change today and tomorrow. So we have the last 2 days of the month where we could see triple-digit temperatures. For the month of July, 7 days of 100-degree temperatures. Last year we had 10 days, with the hottest being 106. August, we averaged 6. Last year we had 13, with the hottest being 108 degrees. And then September, it just took the cake. We averaged 3 triple-digit days in September. Last year we had 9. We tripled the number of triple-digit days. With in the crown of it all was a 116-degree day. That's the hottest temperature that we've ever seen in downtown Sacramento, and we hit that last year. So, I mean, comparing the year so far, we've had it pretty good. Now, we are seeing this triple-digit stretch that's coming our way, but compared to last year, we have had it really good. That's the latest. Now back over to you.
It's been just beautiful, Dirk. You and I have been obviously on the same page. We're not heat lovers, so there you go.
That's a mild way to put it.
Yeah.
6:06, the July 1st deadline for California's Reparations Task Force is arriving, and they do have to turn in the recommendations to lawmakers by Saturday.
So today, the committee will hold its final public hearing to present those recommendations. Let's go out to Melanie Wingo in Sacramento, where that hearing will happen this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, the California Reparations Task Force is calling today historic and unprecedented as it releases its final report to the legislature. All of that happening at the Secretary of State's office here in downtown Sacramento a little bit later this morning. That task force was originally formed in 2021 to study and document the harms descendants of enslaved African Americans have suffered, not only in the state of California, but across the United States. The 9-member task force subsequently developed steps the state could take to address and atone for the lingering negative effects of slavery and discrimination. The task force says those negative effects are felt across the African American community, and they include over-policing, housing discrimination, and disparities in health care that contribute to shortened lifespans. Among the dozens of ways its proposed reparations be granted to African Americans, a formal apology to descendants of people enslaved in the United States, and financial compensation for harms descendants have suffered. Now, once that report is officially submitted, it will be up to lawmakers to take its suggestions and turn them into legislations. And then reparations will need to be agreed upon by the governor and lawmakers alike. Reporting live in downtown Sacramento, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Melanie, thank you. Today's news conference is expected to begin at 8:15.
A former Placer County deputy is now under arrest and accused of hiring prostitutes when he was both off and on duty. John Persinger was put on leave in January when the allegations first came out. Sheriff's office says that an investigation found he was involved in several incidents between September and November of last year. After the investigation, he was fired and arrested. Persinger had been with the sheriff's office for 4 years.
So today is the last day, really, we think. The Supreme Court bought itself more time, adding another day to its calendar to drop rulings on major cases. Now, several we've been following this term, and a couple of them will impact millions of Americans. Amy Lewis at the Supreme Court this morning with a look at what is still left.
A big and possibly final day here at the Supreme Court as we await decisions that could have wide implications for students as well as workers and their rights.
Is going to make universities lose out on a whole swath of talent among students of color.
The Supreme Court considering cases on affirmative action, weighing race as part of the college admissions process.
You can't remedy past discrimination and racial preferences with new discrimination.
The fate of President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, wiping or reducing debt for millions of Americans, also awaiting a decision as plaintiffs sue over its impact to state revenues and those who don't qualify.
We're confident we have the best case, and we're confident that 43 million Americans deserve a little bit of relief.
On gay rights, justices are defining the line between free speech and discrimination in the workplace.
She's announcing a concept of marriage that she believes to be false.
And whether a web designer can refuse services to same-sex couples based on faith. Also on religious rights, when and how far employers must go to accommodate workers' beliefs, stemming from the case of a Christian mail carrier refusing to work on Sundays.
It's about obeying the Lord and putting the entire day aside.
And justices will begin releasing their opinions this morning at 10. At the Supreme Court, I'm Amy Liu.
Well, once again, the rulings usually come down at 7 a.m. The Today Show will have a special report when that happens. We'll have details as well on My 58. However, the Supreme Court traditionally finishes its term before the July 4th holiday, so there's potential for the justices to add one more day to announce their verdict.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Everybody's kind of wondering, like, who has Monday off? Do you have Monday and Tuesday off? You know, that kind of thing. I think it kind of varies.
You and I are here both days.
We're here both days. So you don't get either off. There you